Hey guys, we're here at the shop with another just spur of the moment random live video idea we had here. We've kind of been locked down for a week or so, so we've been bored out of our minds wanting to figure out something we can try to do around here. What we got right here is a 1957 BMW Isetta. Another one of these Frankenstein deals that we've come across in our ventures. And we were just going to try to do a little hands-on work on it. We know very little bit about this car right here. We have put a breaker bar on the crank, and she's locked up solid. So as far as that goes, our hopes of actually seeing this girl run on this live video is pretty slim. But with that being said, not all of them. You know, there's a ton of will it run videos on YouTube. Pretty much every one you watch, they end up running. This is probably going to be one where it just might not happen that way. But we just want to show you guys kind of what we do when we dig into one of these that's locked up like this, what we do, what we don't do, what we know, what we don't know, and just go from there. So we've kind of got some different cameras set up where we can switch angles as we go along to kind of show you guys. I'll be wearing a GoPro on my head as well, so you can kind of get more of a hands-on, like a person. What am I trying to say? My point of view type of view right there. So we're going to wait for a few people to hop on here. I'm seeing a few familiar names already, and thank y'all for hanging out with us. It's definitely always a lot of fun on any kind of live chat. But while she's getting everything set up here, I'm just going to go around and show you a little bit on this car. If you're not familiar with the BMW Isetta, they're a pretty weird little car. So I'll just go ahead and show you right quick. So she's a 1957 BMW Isetta, as I stated. Pretty rare little car here. It's a little bit different though. If you notice back here, you know, we've got a bubble top design right here. So I'm not real sure what year the bubble tops actually come out. But this is a pretty early one, pretty sought after. Now she's got a bubble butt as well that someone has added on, which is actually an old, it's a Volkswagen. So I believe the motor is going to be like a bus style. I'm not real sure on, oh, my camera just shut off. So y'all probably lost my GoPro. You got it going good? All right. So sorry about that.
I'll have you on the side.
Okay.
I'll need you to turn.
So she's going to go ahead and try to figure out my GoPro there. So that's the fun thing about these live videos is you never really know what's going to happen. The last one we did on the little Volkswagen Frankenstein tractor three-wheel deal, first time we ever tried that, I don't think we actually had any problems at all. It played out really well. So we got a little bit more experience, and that's where the problems start coming in. So I'm going to read off a few comments here as she gets that worked out, and then we'll jump right into this thing. Getting a few hellos from different states, from Minnesota. Sorry for the loss of our uncle from Galen Wadsworth. We appreciate that. We've had a ton of people that have been just so loving and kind to us on that episode. You know, we lost my Uncle Frankie as we were digging in to try to get them old vehicles out. Completely, you know, unexpected all the way around. I know as a viewer, we kind of hit you hard with it at the end, and that's exactly how we were hit with it as well. So, but we appreciate all the kind words of everybody that's sent love to our family through that.
South Carolina, Arizona, we're seeing lots of them. North Carolina.
Yeah, so it's about, I'm not even sure what time it is, so we're Central Time Zone, 4:36 on a Friday. Some people are probably still at work. I guess this is what we're going to call it. We're at work anyway, so.
Yeah, I had to get out of my wife's hair. She's had about enough of the quarantine with me for a little while, so.
Got it? I think she's got this little camera going, so we're going to get back at it. Y'all let us know if it looks like she's working here. So I left off, I think it's like a bus style Volkswagen motor. So it's a little bigger than what I'm used to messing with as far as like that you see in an old Beetle and stuff. They've got the front, so they've got the transaxle set up back here just like it would originally had. And this is actually like the front end of, I guess, a Beetle or a bus or something. It is the old 5-lug pattern, so they've not quite got the tie rods adjusted right, so it's a little pigeon-toed. I can't imagine it driving really well. But the cool thing about these cars is the way the front door design actually opens up. And this one, the steering's kind of broke down in it here, but the steering wheel would have normally just come up with it as you open the door, and then you shut the door and it allows you to steer the thing. But yeah, this one here is pretty good shape as far as sheet metal wise goes. It's not a lot of rust. I'm not real sure what happened here on the back or why they would have wanted or needed to cut this off. When the guy found it, there were some old mini bikes sitting on the back of it. So maybe this is just what he wanted. He wanted to be able to haul his old mini bikes on it. So that kind of gives you a little roundup on it, just a quick idea. I'm going to go ahead and throw this GoPro on my head now. And we're going to dig into it we're going to dig into this the best that we can. Like I said, we put a bar on it. It didn't want to turn over at all. This brake or wheels locked up on it. Can't seem to see if it's in neutral or in gear. All the shifting's all messed up on it. So first thing is we're going to go ahead and pull the plugs out of it. Try to get a little bit of fluid down in there. See if we can work it back and forth. That may take a little time. Maybe she'll turn over for us, and if she does, then we'll move on to the next step. If not, we'll take a little break. I'll show you a little more rigging they've done on it, and we'll just go from there. Now it's your turn to talk.
Yep. Okay, and I'm going to hand it back to you real quick.
Does my GoPro seem to be, I didn't even think about adjusting this out where they can see a little better. Christian, you may, looks okay? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do we want to put that on there and just show them how froze up that is?
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got quite the quite the bar we've tried to put on this thing. We were really hoping that, you never know on something like this that looks so complete. Might get a little bit more on where I can get it. You would hope that it would turn over okay, but you never know how they were actually, parked, if the motor was even any count. But you can see everything is moving except what needs to be. So I'm not even sure, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm not even sure how well this thing is, mounted into the actual frame there. So this being locked up and not running could save our lives. But we're going to go ahead and pull these plugs out. See if that helps us any. They're just as hard.
No doubt.
Yeah, I may have to spray some
sticks and limbs and everything else down here on mine. Leaves. Yeah, it wasn't well kept wherever it was kept.
So we looked around on this whole thing, and I can't seem to find, I know this is really bad, but I can't seem to find a dipstick anywhere to go ahead and check and see what the oil, or if there is even oil in it, what it looks like. The only thing that I can find is this tube right here that looks like it could have possibly went down and had something in it. But I don't know. I've looked around and we can't find anything. So if there's anybody in the chat that knows what we're missing here, just let us know. We're going to go ahead and drain the oil out of it and see if there's any oil in it. I mean, that's the best thing I know to do. You need in this penetrating fluid, or?
No, I got this one here came pretty good. No issues on my side yet.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see here some of the professionalism they've got going on here of this intake going down in here. It doesn't even have bolts in it. So they've got some kind of a JB weld or something holding it together there. So it's always a little discouraging when you see stuff like that, because you never know what the rest of the vehicle's going to be like. See, this one's got a lot, this old plug has got a lot of just rust, honestly.
Yeah, I
On
started
the
saying my
end of
first
it.
one I took out wasn't bad, but this one here is corroded up pretty bad.
Man, I always get the hard side.
Need a longer extension?
Nah, I got it. Well, I don't know, that one don't feel too good. Yeah,
Try that.
I don't want to rush it. If you want to, we'll go ahead and try to get that pan up underneath there and see if there's any oil in it or not.
Well, if I put the pan under it, there won't be, but if I don't, then there will be. So. Let's see.
I don't want this plug to break off in here, but also don't want to wait forever to get it to come out. What you need?
I'm just looking to see what I need.
I think it's probably like a 19 or a 20.
Deep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep working this one back and forth. Trying to catch on some of these comments as I work. I don't know how many people we've got watching with us right now, but we've got this TV set up where we can try to read the comments as we go here. Yeah, that one there is not wanting to come out. You ain't saying much.
I can't think and talk at the same time. You got to know that. It's bigger than a 19. I just got to find a 20. And I ain't finding it, so.
Yeah, there's a 20 up there on the top. Starting to get a little bit back and forth. I don't know if you can get that penetrating fluid up in there. It'll help on those threads.
Up in where?
Huh, it should be on the top shelf there.
Found a 22.
Just back and forth.
Next level. $21.
Huh?
It was a 21.
2-hour special on getting the spark plug out.
You got that? There it is, thank you.
So yeah, this is why a lot of the videos are a lot easier on some of this stuff to go ahead and film, and people don't realize how much time can be put into these Will It Run videos to even make them down to an hour-long video. You may spend, a long time on just a few things, so. I'm about to give up on this, let it set for just a hair.
Do I need to send Christian over there and let her?
Yeah. Water, huh?
Water.
Yeah, that ain't good.
No oil, just water.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's just straight.
And it ain't much. It's
Straight
just
water. Oh. It's not rusty.
no.
It's clean water. As clean as can be. Coming out any better? Is it stopped up?
It's kind of stopped up. It's coming out a little bit better.
Huh.
But yes, that's not good at all.
Come on, spark plug. All right, guys, if you're just now joining in with us, this is going about as about as well as I planned it to be. We've tried to get the spark plugs out. The motor's locked up on it. I believe Dad's got both of his. I'm fighting with a rusty one over here. I'm trying to keep from it breaking off in the head. We couldn't find the dipstick on the motor anywhere, so we just decided to go ahead and just drain the oil anyways. And problem is, we've got stuff draining out, but it's just straight water. There's no oil coming out. It's just water. So the one thing about water and metal is they don't mix together very well at all. So if there's water in that crank down there, which there obviously is, there's no telling how rusted up them bearings are. All that stuff up here in our valve work, I'm sure it's all rusted out. In our cylinders, I'm sure we're going to fight that, but we'll go ahead and try to get all of it out. Put some oil in it. Maybe they drained the oil and was going to put new oil in it, and it got left outside and water got in down through somewhere, and maybe it's not as bad as it could be. But so far, not looking too good.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to find on an air-cooled engine is water.
Yeah. I just wish I could get this other plug out to know that we had all of them out. Just afraid it's going to break off, then I'm really going to be in a mess.
Just remember, ratty-tatty.
Yeah, I'm going both ways. It's only going very little each way.
Ratty-tatty, lefty-levy. Don't come out, then don't force it. Could you imagine trying to get that out if you didn't have just the access you have right now?
Yeah.
It's up inside of something.
I can imagine it. Yeah, if you look here, they've got two batteries here. To me, look like smaller, 6-volt batteries. But they're both ran, they're not bridged across to each other to make 12 volts if that's the case. Both positives are ran to the positives and the negatives are ran to the grounds there. But all that will make no difference if we can't get this motor to turn over. Come out, plug. You're getting better.
Yeah.
Still draining water?
Still draining. I still can't get it to flow very good, but I guess eventually it'll find its way out.
Yeah. Yeah, we can try to, once you kind of get it to slow down, it seems like, we'll try to pour some oil down through this tube and make sure that's getting down there where we need it to. Like I said, maybe they, regardless, water being in there is not good.
Right.
But I just don't understand why it's not really too rusty, you know? That's the only hope.
Which I was thinking maybe, but it's not draining out fast enough. I started saying, you know, if it went in slowly, it wouldn't be mixed up real bad. The water would be on bottom, but sooner or later, oil should come out.
Finally got this thing coming out. Glad I get paid by the hour on this one.
Oh yeah, now that you mention that. That's all changed now that we...
Yeah, the end of that one's... I guarantee you these two cylinders are... Them old rings are going to be rusty, rusty. You tasted that water and make
I
sure
hadn't
it's...
tasted it.
Yeah, I'm going to get a little... Just make sure that's even. You know, I bet that's what happened though. Like, it probably had some kind of a dipstick type thing right there and it just rained down in there.
Right into it, so.
Grab a little oil and see what it does. You can hold the crowd.
Alrighty. As y'all can see what I'm doing here, which I know y'all can't because I can't. Now, we appreciate y'all coming and watching us struggle on this. I told Lance, I said, I bet this one here is going to be a doozy for us, and sure enough, that's what it is. So what do y'all want to see us do to it? Push it off a cliff?
I can't figure out where the oil's at.
The oil is it's right there.
Oh.
I moved it closer earlier so we'd know where it was at, and I guess I didn't tell you, so.
Did you get it figured out?
Not really. Like I said, it's drained about all it's draining out.
So, Christian, do you know how many people we actually have on here? Or?
536.
536? Wow.
I thought I was just talking to one or two people. Sorry, folks.
Coming out.
Nothing yet.
Huh. Try a little more.
I wish I could get, there's another plug here I was hoping I could get out, but.
Let me try to, I could probably even try to shoot a little air down in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See if that helps. We'll find the blower.
It's on the edge of the toolbox up there. Oh, okay. Oop.
Coming out now, ain't it?
Yep.
So if y'all can see a
Oh,
little,
there comes some oil.
there's getting some oil now. It actually, I ain't gonna ask.
It's oil.
Well, I'm gonna try to put a little bit more in there and blow it through.
Okay.
So I don't really know if y'all could see that on my GoPro or not, but as I was blowing through here, we finally got oil to come out rather than water. So it was a little milky, not like it should have been. Just going to keep pouring a little bit more oil in here, try to get it to pump through. Then if we can get that crank full of oil, work it back and forth, fill these cylinders or these jugs up with oil, and see if it'll start to move some. Then we can just work it back and forth, kind of like I had to do on that spark plug, and maybe she'll start turning over for us. Nothing?
Nothing yet. Get a little oil out.
You want to just go ahead and try to put that plug back up in there?
I think so.
I'll fill it up with oil. I'm going to go ahead and put some oil in these jugs here, spark plugs.
Okay.
So William Cox said, I've been waiting for this video. I love little cars. Fill the cylinders. Yep, that's what we're about to try right now here. Looks to be a traffic accident between Isetta and a BMW notchback. So yeah, there's definitely been some kind of an accident that's went on here before we even got started. We've got this 57 super cool bubble top car that they made into like a little truck. And I don't know, I guess I need to figure out what camera I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Let's go with this one. So they made this into a little truck, and I thought that this was going to be like a one-off, never seen, never done before type thing, but you can actually go on Google and type in BMW Isetta truck, and they did make a few of them, and they were similar. I even seen one that had like a box style, delivery style cab thing on it. There's been some that even have the dual axle set up like this. So this was not something that was just like never seen, never been done before. The guy probably liked one of them. They're probably super, super hard to find actually manufactured from like Isetta, but I think it was another company that actually put these together. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. We bought 6 of them, 6 Isettas. So we bought 6 Isettas from a gentleman, and this was one of them. This was one of them that was more complete, unfortunately. We've got a couple others that we're going to keep around the shop. But this one here, we planned on flipping it, just needed to know a little bit more about it. We thought we'd dig in together, and so we're all learning.
Yeah, I seen, I lost it now. They said put some Marvel mystery oil in it and let it set overnight, but I don't know if we can keep the crowd around that long. So.
If y'all are willing to hang out with us all night, we'll put anything y'all want to in here. I probably should be putting a little transmission fluid. I mean, there's all kinds of different things you can try. Yes, Marvel mystery oil would work great. We're just going to try a little bit of oil and hope to, you know, break something loose. I mean, we don't have high expectations of this by any means. But those are normally the ones that
Yeah, the ones that'll
surprise you. You got the plugs back in it?
Yeah, the plug's back in it.
Yeah, Eddie Conquest said scope the cylinders to see how rusty they are. That would be a great idea. Unfortunately, we don't have anything like that right now to look down in there. Is it in gear? No, it doesn't look to be in gear, but it's all kinds of janky. That's why we went ahead and have it up on jack stands, because I know if it is in gear, it'll at least turn over the you know, the transaxle, the wheels and stuff will turn over. Could be the starter could be locked up in it or something like that. But with water coming out of the crankcase, I mean, everything's going to point to it's just going to be locked up inside. Put some diesel down in the oil and it will clean it, yep. So on some of these old vehicles, we buy a lot that are locked up, and we never try to get them running on a live video, which is not a good decision for anybody to do anyways, I'm sure. But some of these things, we've had to have them set for, I mean, honestly, months before they would break loose.
And then when they give up, they just give up. It's kind of strange. It's just like nothing ever happened.
I want to go ahead and apologize to you guys for continuously looking at the TV thinking that's the camera that's looking at my face.
I didn't think of that. Kurt said something about using a wooden dowel or a brass rod to actually stick down in the plug hole, kind of tap maybe help loosen them up a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of diesel or something in there with it. So yeah, it's.
I'm hoping just having anything up in there besides water is going to help to, you know, break some stuff loose.
Right. I may have to pop these valve covers off and just see what we look like.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Pop the valve covers off and just see how.
See what we look like, at least right there. We may be nasty there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Ooh.
Terribly rusty.
Well, mine's not rusty. Mine's
Oil coming out?
got snot up in it.
Yeah. Yeah, the tops of mine are pretty rusty.
Yeah, that's.
I do have oil coming out of them, though.
Yeah, like I say, mine's got oil, but it's just.
Go ahead and.
Oh yeah, the back side of it's rusty back there, or the front side, I guess. Yes, it's pretty nasty in there.
Soak these things down with WD-40, so. You know, most of the time old Volkswagens, you can just leave them sitting out and, you know, they're pretty bulletproof.
Right.
But obviously that's not going to happen on every one of them. This one here, you can tell has definitely been neglected. Need any?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some here in just a minute. I'm just trying to get all this nasty stuff out, the thick stuff.
I'm going to try to put this on there and see what it does. Don't do. See if I can flip the car over. Bust my chin on this. Come on. Nothing so far. Try the other way. Doesn't help that the whole
thing turns on you.
yeah.
Well, I got oil coming out now.
Yeah. Surprised that bolt ain't breaking loose on me. Doesn't look like nothing yet, huh?
Nope, nothing yet. I haven't.
Nope. Let me see that WD-40. Try to get a little bit mixed down in there with that oil.
Yeah, we normally get called out on using the WD-40 because they say it's a water displacement, but I'm thinking on this one here, we need some water displacement.
I'm thinking about going ahead and pulling these rocker arms loose, yeah, so we're not, all we're turning over is the, you know, the cylinders and not fighting the valves. What do you think?
It's worth a try.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull them loose. I'll give it one more shot.
If you need more weight on it, let me know and I can.
Yeah, I guess we could have put some diesel in there and hope for better results. Bolt must be loose. Come on.
She is froze up.
Yeah, let's pull them rocker arms off real quick. I think it's a 13. Longer bar needed? Yeah, I think we've got another one. We may have to go grab it.
13. We've got a stronger one anyway.
And I could just let Dad try, because most of the time, I don't know if y'all seen those Scout, I was trying pretty hard to get it to break free and never could, and then Dad got it. Let me get these pulled loose. I seen where Jeremy had said just pull it apart, replace worn parts, machine, then it should turn freely. Yep, that's definitely for sure the best scenario deal. On this, we just wanted to see honestly what we even had here. I don't know that a person would want to even continually go with this setup on this car, being as rare of a little car as it is. But yeah, it's nasty up in there, that's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and if it looks like that on the outer edges, you can only imagine what the inside looks like.
Yeah.
Christian, you're being awful quiet. You don't want none of this slime?
We can pull the jugs and do the basic hone if the bottom end's not too bad. Yeah, or you can buy those jugs and cylinders pretty cheap off of eBay too. I just don't think y'all will hang out with us that long.
Dylan Fisher said if I can't get it, we're out of luck. So
if you get it,
I think he just called me overweight, fat head or something.
yeah, your side's a lot more
Yeah, like
sludgy, milky and stuff. Yeah.
You ready?
Yep. Nothing, huh?
Well, I'm moving some, but I don't know if it's just in the bolt or where I'm losing it at.
We have any diesel here or anything we can pour off in there?
I don't think so.
Nothing, huh?
Mm-mm. Go back this other way, maybe.
I'm going to go ahead and I thought it was.
Nope, coming unscrewed.
Just tightening it back up.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's got bolts in the... Yeah, it's got them in there. All their oil's about to come back out, ain't it? Let's see if I can find anything else we can put down in there to help lubricate it.
All ready? I wonder if maybe the starter, surely the starter's not engaged.
Well, we can take it off and try.
Like I said, I don't know. I'll try it. Sorry, y'all. I can't hardly work and talk at the same time. It's like chewing gum and walking.
He's lying.
Yeah.
One thing he's very good at is talking, just not on camera.
That's right. I didn't know he was going to call me out on it, though. He's closer than I thought he was.
I found a little diesel here. I'm going to pour down in there. Think I should put it down in the crank or in the cylinders?
Maybe a little both if you could.
I ain't got it much. I'll probably go ahead and try that.
Well.
Well, knowing that it comes. Yeah, ain't got none. Did enough to make it sound like I had some. That's disappointing. We can siphon it out of our heater.
Yeah. Can't get that in there.
Getting our shop explosion look going on here. How long have we been at this?
42 minutes.
42
Oh, wow.
minutes? Seems longer than that.
It's messing the nut on the bottom side of this. All I got to take loose is one, but still.
Come on.
I'm thinking with this having water in it, I don't think it's going to be the starter.
No. No. It's going to be a lack of waiting on it.
Yeah. Time, which we got plenty of time. We just don't have it. Plenty of time for everybody.
It did look like he was kicked out up in there, though, didn't it? Let's see. No.
Maybe if I stick my fingers up in there with the gears, maybe it'll turn then. Something you can pinch or bite onto.
Yeah, we need something up in there besides oil. I thought we had some diesel here, though.
Let me see if I can find something here.
So while he's looking around for some diesel or something that we can put up in here, we can't go anywhere right now because we're kind of locked down to the shop, so we just got to use what's around here. We do have our old, not our diesel torpedo heater that we could try to pull a little bit out of it to put in it, but once again, when you get that stuff down in there, it most of the time doesn't work instantly. You know, you've got to let it set and it starts to soften up all that old rust and stuff. I mean, that rust builds up in them cylinders, and now we know for sure down in that crank it was full of water, and it just becomes like a weld. So it's just, I mean, it's that strong too. So you just kind of got to wait it out, back and forth, back and forth. Well, we hoped a little oil might help it. Dad went ahead and pulled the starter loose off here to make sure it wasn't, you know, locked up or something like that. But when we pulled the drain plug and water come out, you know you're going to have some issues there. So while he's looking for something, I'm going to go ahead and read some of these comments. We didn't do real well last time trying to keep up with the people watching. I don't know how many people are still watching, maybe the 4 I see here. Hopefully we haven't bored you too much. We're just, like I said, we're just having a little fun, giving us something to do to take our minds off things, and just being able to have a little hands-on just at the shop right now. We got a lot of really cool projects coming up. 76 AMC Pacer we're about to do a little wheel it run on. Going to try to drive it back from the auction place where we bought it from. And then we got my Uncle Frankie's 53 Chevy Bel Air. We're going to try to see if we can get it up and running. And then we've got an old 68 Volkswagen Beetle that we're going to do a Herbie the Love Bug style build on. So almost 900 people, that's absolutely insane. I'm sorry for you guys that you are that bored to hang out. So Charles Wallman, it's been a little while since we seen you. I believe you are the gentleman that's always commenting about the Opel tire. So put some air in that right front tire. So I'll try it. I will try that here in just a little bit to see if it'll take any. I don't know if it will or not. I do see a valve stem. Heat the jugs, that will help. Yeah, I'm good. I've never really heard of trying that right there, but honestly, anything would help at this point, I'm sure. If you could concentrate harder, maybe it would come loose, maybe more faith. That's right, yeah. That's probably my full problem here to begin with, is my faith was very, very small. A lot smaller than a mustard seed, I can tell you that. And when, we decided we were going to try to do this, we thought, well, we'd see at least if it would turn over. We honestly thought, well, this would be a cool, live video, get it running, try to drive it. But we obviously knew we needed to see if it was locked up first, and it was. We were excited to go ahead and try it, so we went for it. So, like I said, not all of them will work out in your favor when you need them to. But if you invest enough time into something, you can pretty much restore anything back to life. So I don't know if this one's worth doing that too. I'm pretty hard-headed when it comes to these things. We may not make it on this video. It's not looking too promising. But doesn't mean if y'all aren't interested, we could hit y'all up on another video when we get a little closer, or even, do an edited style video where we show it, maybe moving. So it looks like Dad either found some Gatorade or some diesel, or he went and had to use the bathroom. Drug testing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of this diesel down in the cylinders. And let's put the valve covers back on because we're just losing it all out of them. And then I'll put the rest down in the crank and see what she does. I am going to go ahead and just pour this though back in there. Anything's better than what it was. You don't want to put that sludge down in there? Yeah. Pinched a lot of finger skin on these things. Alrighty.
I'm sure if we get it up and moving, we're going to change the oil, so I'm not going to go in.
No, we just put new oil in it. I'm going to waste all the diesel trying to... I'm sure my wife will be super happy for me to come home smelling like diesel.
My wife would be if I was.
Worst case scenario, now that we've got something that's a little flammable, we have a cool ending.
Yeah, we get some combustion going one way or the other.
Someone mentioned, maybe not enough faith, but some of y'all may be amazed at some of the things, the obstacles that me and Dad get through with a little prayer. So we have not prayed about this. This is what we prayed before we started, but not really necessarily that it would, work out for us. We just wanted to have fun and
entertain y'all. I'm as bad as you. I keep looking up at the TV to talk to them.
You ain't talking? Huh?
Can you check your mic?
Okay.
So we may have lost Dad's mic.
We got it now.
All righty.
Got me? Okay.
So did someone let us know? Appreciate whoever let us know on our technology
I
issues.
see Jim did. I don't know if anybody else did before him, but I can't get away with anything. I was hoping to.
I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more down in here. There we go.
Yeah, I hit it on mute when I went back here looking for diesel. You know, sometimes you go out there and steal diesel, people will holler at you. I didn't want that to be.
Come on, girl. Just turn a little bit. I'll at least feel like we're not wasting our time. Starting to get a little, you're starting to get a little womp jaw.
I feel like I may be rounding too.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's slipping off the head and it's starting to, that's what we don't need. I think that back and forth kind of did it earlier. I'm surprised this stuff ain't just coming back out.
I know it. When I poured that oil in earlier, I thought, well, surely that thing's full, but
Seriously? Or was it just
No.
Oh,
it's a wrench. There's a wrench.
got everybody excited. At least me. Yeah, we've got the plugs pulled. We've got, went ahead and took the rocker arms off both sides, so we're not fighting, you know, the valves if they're froze, which I'm sure they are. We've drained the water out of the crank, put oil and some diesel in it, put some oil and some diesel in the cylinder holes. Just been working it back and forth, and it doesn't seem like it's doing much good other than getting real hot in here. And
Yeah. And we're further away now than what we were when we started. But sometimes that's the way you got to get.
you know, I wish I could, and I could try it. I could try our impact just to give it a quick, you know.
Yeah.
If I can
jolt.
find a adapter to go that big.
You want to go from 1/4 inch?
Yeah, let's go from 1/4 to whatever that is.
Here you go. I got an adapter.
Do we have a shorter
Yes, I do.
extension? We'll give this a shot. At least it'll give it some quick, you know, vibrations and stuff.
You may have to double up on it, but
Let's see. Yeah. Probably gonna lose all my strength in the adapters there, but you gotta do what you gotta do. This is where everybody makes fun of our Ryobis. That's what we got. Sorry for the noise. I'll only do this for about maybe a minute more just to see if it works. No.
not going to do it.
Try it with just shorter extensions here maybe too if I can get that out.
I see where Ronald Cornelius wanted to know what the cost was on our 3X shirts. We don't have any. We've sold out of the 3X, so we're gonna have to order some more. But they're how much are they?
27, I think.
27.
Yeah. The shirts are normally $25. I believe the 2X and the 3XLs cost us a little bit more, like a dollar or two more on them. So, but yeah, we're currently out of 3XLs.
Yeah, those sold out really quick. So.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to.
You want me to hold it? And you're
I'm going to get up there, yeah, and I'm going to drop loose. I'm going to try to elbow drop it. If you want to, yeah.
My knee under it, so.
Tell me if it hurts. All right.
I'm ready.
Huh.
I see it twisting in the extension.
It was moving somewhere.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was tightening back up. Or... Not hurting?
No,
I put a jack stand
No, it's fine.
Is it just tightening the bolt?
No, it's.
Because it's moving. Something. Not to get anybody excited. It wasn't moving much. See?
I can see the.
Gonna try to
The
go back the
socket.
other way? I bet I'm gonna have to get on that side. Ready?
Ready.
I hate the way that motor's moving that much. That's definitely loosened.
Yeah.
Come on.
I see the socket
something's
move just a
moving,
little
ain't
bit every once in a while. Yep.
It's definitely moving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little bit more.
Oomph in it.
No, I'm gonna just keep putting some more WD-40 down in there. Actually, I'll just go get the jug and fill it completely up.
You got it.
They may not be the best, but it's gotta help.
Da-da-da.
You can take some comments real quick, or anything you want to.
Yeah. What motor mounts? Yes, that's correct. Like I said, it's hard to tell what's. There may not be anything holding it in place there. See, Joe Teeter said if he could, he'd be here helping us.
Well, Joe, we gotta stay quarantined for just a few more days. That's what spurred off this crazy deal here.
Yeah, just a
You get
boredom.
Yeah, you get quarantined for 2 weeks. You start doing things that you normally would never do.
You know for a fact it's not going to work, but you're just willing to try it just to get out of the house.
Yeah. Okay, so that one's full now. It's turning. Try it again?
Yeah, I'm going to have to reposition. That's too high for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, okay.
I don't know where it's moving now.
I don't know,
Unless
'cause
it's just tightening that.
The
The
pulley's
crank's
not moving.
I heard the pulley. It's just that bolt tightening. I don't want to break it off.
Uh-uh.
Because it's moved a lot. You could probably put a little mark, but just to see for sure, but you think it's not turning for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not, but let me go ahead and get a good mark on something here.
Have we hit the hour mark? Yeah. Where are we at on time?
1 hour, 1 minute.
Overtime.
Alrighty, we're gonna give her a little bit more goes.
May have to stand up on it and jump up and down, do jumping jacks or something.
Just the bolt tightening?
Just the bolt tightening.
Huh. It's weird, it didn't even seem like it was doing that earlier though. Which, no movie, huh?
No movie.
All right. Well, guys, it is moving, but it's just the bolt on the crank. It's getting a little tighter, and we definitely don't want to break that off. We break that off, and not that this thing has a lot of hope in it anyways. That's going to definitely end what we're trying to do real quick. So I don't know if we want to just try to wait this out just a little bit. I'd love to show you guys a little bit more on this little car, some things about it, of how they've got some stuff set up, explain, you know, kind of the design of them, stuff like that. Maybe even show you some of the other little Isettas we've got over there. We got a $20 donation from Apostle Ministries. So I appreciate that. I missed the text on that. I'll be sure to go back and read that and catch up on that. These go kind of quick. I'm sorry if we've missed anybody else's donations throughout this feed. Thank each and every one of y'all for hanging out with us. I know that sometimes it's not, it may seem like it's been, not worth the wait or worth the watch or whatever like that, but we kind of felt that way in the beginning, wasn't sure how this was going to turn out. But like I said, if y'all are interested in seeing more, we can definitely try to shoot another live video once it gets a little closer. Or maybe even do a more edited style video where you don't have to wait and see all the aggravating back and forth of getting nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt said a jack stand is cheaper than a knee replacement.
Actually, I'm not feeling any weight from it right there. I'm just kind of holding it steady.
Yeah.
The motor's actually.
So, how many people are still with us, Christian?
957.
957? So cool. We've still got almost 1,000 people that are willing to hang out and watch with us. I would love to hear from you guys of what y'all would like to see us do from here next. I don't want to keep wasting y'all's time, but honestly, we had planned on trying to spend around 2 hours with this just to see where we could get with it. We're about a little over an hour into it now. If y'all want to just keep hanging out and keep watching us back and forth with it, maybe we'll get a little further. If y'all are, kind of over the whole thing, we can call it quits too. Whatever you want to do, just, hit us up in the comments and we'll see. And that's, we do this for y'all,
Yep.
We're doing it to have fun and, but, just to kind of get some content out there to y'all and just hang out with our fans.
And we're going to keep messing with it whether.
Yeah, we're going to keep messing with it because we'll just want to see it. You want to see something get accomplished. I get that.
Yep.
And so do we. So we'll keep messing with it and just up to y'all. So try to roll it and see if it's out of gear. So that wheel will turn and everything. I'm pretty sure it's not in gear. Even if it was, it should have, it should turn over with no weight being on these tires. We've got it up on some jack stands right now. This one here, I think brake must be locked up on it because it don't want to roll. But we've got the only other option we could do is try to, push in on the clutch maybe. We could try to push in on the clutch to engage or disengage the clutch there and try it. I mean, it would be worth something to try out at this point. I mean, we've put diesel, we've put WD-40, we've drained water, we've pulled parts, we'll give it a shot real quick.
Let's see if I can flip this, maybe get a little.
Trying to make it where I can see this.
Okay. Oh. Right tool for the right job. Screwdriver.
I'm not sure how my GoPro's looking. It may be getting close to dying.
We're good.
Come on. I just hate that thing's turning that much because it seems like it's doing something, but it's
Right.
not. Yeah, our marks are still about the same. So that didn't seem to do a whole lot either. I'm going to check my GoPro real quick.
You're getting a little low.
Okay. So I asked the question what y'all kind of wanted to try to do, and then I walked away. So sorry about that.
Several of them said keep going.
Keep going? All right, well, we'll keep going. We were going to, like I said, we were going to try to do a 2-hour deal on this. Normally just our regular live chats when we're sitting down just talking can run into almost 2 hours. So we thought messing with this could very easily do the same, and it will if we allow it. So we'll just keep messing with it, and when we get to the 2-hour mark, we'll kind of start cutting it down. But I'm going to have to change my GoPro out real quick. The battery's getting down, so I guess is it pretty low enough to change it?
It's a little below halfway.
Okay, well, we're probably still okay for right now.
I seen I didn't see who it was, but said that the torque on it was like 10,000 foot-pounds. But I think we normally like to just keep going till you twist it off and then another quarter turn.
Yeah. So Volkswagen Life says Type 4 motor, so that's good to know. I didn't know when I bought it from the guy. He told me he thought it was like a bus motor, and I'd never really messed with one this setup before. They've got a lot of stuff rigged up on it here, that's for sure, on the intake and man, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's good to know what it is in case if we want to keep digging into it even more. Take the engine out and soak it in the big tub of oil. So we've actually got a product we've used before called Evaporust. And I didn't even think about that, but it takes some hours. But we might try that to go ahead and I'll probably drain what we put in there back out, fill it up with that Evaporust, and that stuff works insanely good. I mean, you can take something that is just completely rusted terribly bad, and you let it sit in there for, if you can, overnight. I mean, and it cleans it down to like just smooth, clean, bare metal. So that would definitely work. We've used it before,
Yeah.
and it helped for sure.
We could hook that fixed up to it.
Yeah. So 68 Vert Carmen said, ask Volkswagen Life what to do. Most people probably are going to be shouting through the screen on what to do on this because, yeah, it's pretty obvious what it needs to do is be tore down further, wait a lot longer, use the right fluids inside of it to get it to break loose. We're just we didn't know what was going to happen with this, so we didn't know if we were going to get it to move any at all. Fought the spark plugs getting it out anyways. So far you could say we've made a little headway, but honestly something like this is something that takes a lot more time. If for some reason it breaks free, completely God on that, and we'll just see where we want to go from it on that. But our hopes of it happening in that amount of time, when we found out it was locked up, when I seen the water coming out of the crank, a lot lower.
Yep. Which our expectations to begin with weren't weren't very high. So
So this car, like I said, we bought it, plans on reselling it. Honestly, in my opinion, this car will sell whether this motor's running or not running. If it's running, it's really not going to up the value a lot versus someone knowing it's not running. Someone's going to buy it for what it is right here, BMW Isetta bubble top. They're not going to buy it because it's got a Volkswagen Type 4, Type 3, whatever this motor may be back here. That's not going to be what their interest is in it. So at least they'll know. We know, when you try to sell something, a lot of times you get the story of, well, it was running when it was parked. Everything was running when it was parked, right? So
yeah, and then you ask them, well, does it turn over? I haven't even checked. As y'all saying, we've checked.
Yeah. Yep.
We can't say that on this one.
Have we used compressed air in the plug holes to get oil around the rings because it's a horizontal pistons? No, we haven't tried that. We basically just pull them out, put a little oil down in there, and just try to work it back and forth. It's really aggravating knowing that the crank bolt is turning, but it's just tightening in there. So it feels like you're making some headway on it, but it's just getting tighter and tighter on that. So I'd almost wish that it wasn't moving at all. So I'd be like, nope, it's not. We've tried putting an impact on it to vibrate it back and forth. That didn't seem to work. We've tried back and forth. It loosens the crank bolt back off when you go in reverse with it. All that stuff's to be expected. All that stuff's to be known. It just a lot of the times it just takes time on them. Maybe the starter's locked up. We pulled the starter off of it as well, so that's not an issue. I think my GoPro just went dead, so that's not a problem. I'm going to go ahead and have her switch out the battery on my GoPro, and we'll dig back into it again. Didn't go dead, but
Just a warning.
Would you like me to change it out anyways?
Huh?
It's at 28.
Yeah, go ahead and change it out.
We still have the 1940 double duty. It's down there at the other shop, just waiting for us to get around to it. Hadn't decided not to do anything to it yet, so I know we're going to do something. But
Yeah, waiting on the funds on that. Remember the camera's over there too.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting on the funds on the old double duty. So I did see someone mention going ahead and pulling the heads off this. So we might do that. We could go ahead and do that, pull the heads off of it. That way we would at least see what the inside of the cylinders look like there. I'm betting you can, I think we should do that. I think we could pull them off, and I'm betting you can get your hands and just grab out grime and just rust piles on my side. Now his side had a lot more oil still left in it where it mixed with the water, and when the water and the oil mix together, it makes it real milky, sludge type, and which is better than rust. My side's the more dry, rusty side. So I don't know, we're not going to be in it too bad. We'll pull the intake off, pull them heads loose, and unless we may dig into something that it seems harder than a regular old 1600 air-cooled motor or something, but exhaust, stuff like that. But
right.
I don't know how much time we have, but you got me interested in possibly going to try that route just to keep you guys entertained. But once again, we could do all that and still not get anywhere with it, anywhere more than you could just waiting it out. Once this thing starts to turn over a little bit more from waiting it out, you'll want to get that starter put on there, let it turn over good and fast, blow a bunch of that junk out. Obviously drain all these fluids we've put in it back out, and then try it again. The motor is a boat anchor. Yes, it is. Another $5 donation from Mr. Charles Wallman for the new tires. So these little tires are kind of expensive for this car. I think they're about a 10-inch wheel,
Yeah,
I think.
10-inch.
On
They're
it.
hard to
Kind of
find.
hard to find. We actually ended up putting mini bike tires on one of them we had once before, just because that's what we could afford, and it was just something we wanted to get rolling around the shop.
You could buy all four of the mini bike tires for one tire for the Isetta.
Pull the motor, it's only 4 bolts, Mr. Don Butler said. So honestly, I don't even think there's that many bolts left on it the way this thing's moving around.
Again, I've already taken one out for the starter, so.
So where are we at on time?
An hour and 15 minutes.
We're at an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and grab my GoPro, try it one more time, check out these heads, see what it looks like to pull the exhaust off of them, pull the intake off of them. Maybe go ahead and pull the heads off, see what it looks like in those cylinders. More than likely that crank's going to be what's rusted the most, but we know it's going to be rusted down in them heads and them jugs too. So we're going to try that again and just see what it does, make a decision. And thank y'all for hanging out.
Push come to shove, we do have another one sitting over there on the floor waiting for it
Yeah.
if we wanted to.
Yeah, we could already thrown that thing on there. And let's see if we can I get one more notch? Man, I guess it'll work.
How that thing, yeah.
It'll work.
If I can't hold it down.
Man, it's moving so much. But
Not moving in there.
uh-uh.
No.
So yeah, move these shrouds, exhaust. You gonna try to pull them off? Water.
No.
Oh golly.
I don't know. Oh yeah, and then water.
So if y'all can see the water pouring out of our intake here, but not to be too alarmed, because it was not going down
No.
into this carburetor that's completely packed full of dirt.
Dollars. Yeah.
So I mean, it's as dry as can be up in there. This is one of those motors that, you know, it's got every avenue about its life. Been done wrong. Watch your eyes.
Okay.
So more than likely the water wasn't coming down through there. It was coming back in here where we're putting
Right.
oil and stuff in it.
They've got that ran right through that, so it's just gonna have to stay like that for now. Are we gonna be able to get that off with that JB welded up there?
Well, we'll take it loose at the head.
Okay.
So guys, I guess we're going to go ahead and try to pull these heads off and just see what it looks down in there. I mean, at this point, we ain't got anything to lose. So hopefully it won't go too bad. Pull the intake off, pull the exhaust loose, pull the heads off, just see what it looks like down in them jugs and stuff. And maybe by the time we get that far, it'll break right loose, and then we're like, oh, we should have just waited a little longer. Is it a 10?
Yeah, it's a 10.
Imagine that.
Yep. The wrench that nobody can ever find is.
Yeah, I actually found one right off the bat. Just wish it wasn't a deep socket. Dad's old school, which I ain't much better, but he'll go for a wrench every time.
Wrench, yeah. I didn't even know there was a such thing as a ratchet.
I'm surprised you got a ratchet wrench.
Yeah, well, there was only 10 I could find. It doesn't make any difference. It still won't. It might fit on. No, it's not going to fit on there.
You need this.
No, I got it. I get paid by the hour too.
So I'm going to go ahead and pop these, try to keep up with all of our bolts here.
Oh, we're gonna put it back together?
Oh gosh. Well, he's definitely getting that diesel down in there.
Maybe part of it. This may not be a diesel engine.
I didn't even think about that. So now I'll be able to pull off these head bolts here. And hopefully this exhaust stuff. I'm trying to figure out if maybe we should best way on the exhaust. Have any luck with yours?
Yeah, I've got those loose. Now I've got to figure out some of this other stuff, though, the little shrouds and.
Well, can we go ahead and pop this intake up off here? Yeah, it's got a bracket. Looks like we got about a 13. Had a 13 earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right there on the ground.
Oh, oh.
My GoPro look okay? Yeah, I don't know how they've got this thing JB welded.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how they got it, but it seemed like there should have been a lot better of a option to take.
Ooh, wee.
Water.
No, rust.
Oh, mine's full of water or something. Oh my gosh. Look.
Yuck. That's
So
a
yeah,
mouse.
that's going down into the intake.
Yeah. Well, this is what mine's full of.
Mine's the same thing, except it's wet.
Wet. Yep.
Wow. Dang, this thing's a lot worse than what I figured it might be.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And that's the good part about it. I'm afraid it's going to get worse.
So on this, we've got the intake pulled off here with the little carburetor and everything. The carburetor was packed full of just dirt and everything up top there. But once we got it down loose here on the head, mine's full of, I don't know if it's, I guess it is a lot of the diesel we'd put down in there, but it's just so much dirt and grime that have gotten up inside there. So all that stuff is going to be down inside these heads. More than likely, the inside of these cylinders are going to look the same way. So I'm kind of excited to get this pulled off just to see how bad. Sometimes it's fun just to see how bad something is.
Yeah.
Once again, anything can be restored. Anything can be brought back to life.
That's right.
Just depends on, sometimes it depends on who's working on it. How much time you want to invest in it and stuff like that.
Money.
But, yeah, money and all that good stuff. But it is kind of interesting just to see what it's like up inside there. You taking off your shroud?
And I was taking off one of these
Exhaust bolts?
exhaust bolts. I try to keep my cart before my horse there.
Let's see what's still holding this one on. There's another screw. Yeah, be sure you bag and tag them bolts so we.
Oh yeah. Right in the middle doing all that.
My old hands are covered in all that fluid now, so they're slippery as all get out. I'll hold on to the screwdriver.
Red man said patience.
once again, thanks everybody for hanging out and you know, seeing probably one of the most neglected BMW Isettas in existence with us. Don't know a lot of history on it as far as the gentleman that I bought it from. He had told me that it was an older guy that had all these. Keep in mind we bought 6 of them. This was the only one. Well, one of them you might be able to see in this back corner. It's another bubble top. And I'll show you guys those other ones we've got real quick. But it's another bubble top, but the roof had been cut off it and made into a convertible. This one right here was kind of the most altered up of all of them that we got. And some of them were just bodies and parts cars. You wanted it completely out of the way?
Yeah, if I could get it, because it's kind of, or at least, yeah, right there's fine.
I have to pull that choke cable if it's still in your way.
No, it's fine right there. That's got me where I can see stuff.
Are those 13s on the exhaust?
They're 13s. You need a...
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. A Harley big twin engine with the adapters to the Volkswagen transmission. That would be super cool. I don't know how many people have hung out since the beginning, but super big thanks for that. Taking off the heads, Volkswagen Life, yeah, we're going to go ahead and pull them off just to see what it looks like down in those jugs and on the back side of the heads here. I know that there's probably going to be some BMW Isetta purists that come across this video that just hate the world afterwards.
Yeah.
But
we didn't do this.
No.
I'm not saying we wouldn't do it. I'm just saying we didn't do it.
Well, there went one. One had bolt. Yours come out without breaking?
No, I've only taken one out, but yeah.
Oh, really? That's a bad thing about these exhaust bolts. They get hot.
I use patience.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of that. I don't want to break them off.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to...
Don't know if it would pull off, separate. I might be able to just leave it connected.
I'm afraid our alternator's going to be in the way.
For the shroud.
Yeah. Needs to come straight up.
Well, sorry you got that side. I'm afraid I'm about to break off these exhaust bolts.
Well, then I'll catch up whenever you're replacing them. So. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Pull it off.
Yep. Trying to find that ratchet you had a while ago with the 13. There it is. Never mind.
So this bolt's actually coming out. The first exhaust bolt broke right off.
Supposed to save those hard ones for last.
Well, I would have acted like it never happened, but I'm
Caught live.
caught live. The wrench flew out of my hand. It's pretty dramatic. Yeah, this thing's
No,
going back
keep
out
going.
right about the length it can't come out anymore because it's against the exhaust.
got me a screwdriver I can get me a running start with now. I can work on it sitting over there in the corner.
Well, one down. Christian, we can get you over here. You can hop on some comments.
Yep.
I didn't kind of get to mention to y'all, but Christian's over here. My little sister, she's the one switching all the angles for y'all to kind of, and I feel really sorry for her because I'm all over the place on this for sure. Kind of didn't give her an idea of, ow, scared me more than anything. I think it'll come out.
I have to loosen that one wire off so I can get past it, but I think we're okay. It's fine. There we go.
One side off here. All right, so I got one side pulled loose on my exhaust. And I believe you guys would love to see this. Yeah. So that's all down in the motor. How, I mean, not even really sure how that much stuff gets up in something. Yeah, you know when you got that much stuff kind of up in the heads, there's no telling what the inside of the crankcase actually looks like. Got this side pulled loose. Got one more bolt here. I'm going to try to break loose on the, well, I'm not going to try to break. I'm going to try to get loose on the back exhaust there. Then I'll start pulling these head bolts out. See what we got. Still in somebody's rag.
Wasn't mine. Probably was. Yeah, it was. I remember getting it earlier. $4 towel. You can pay me back later.
Here's this WD-40 if you need it. Or is yours just gonna?
Mine's just gonna fall off.
Be careful saying that, because they literally will.
Timothy said, "Nice job, Christian." She's chomping at the bits to get over here and help us.
Afraid of that. And bolt 2 broke off on the front. Which the good thing about it is once that head's off, it ain't gonna be that bad to go ahead and drill it out. If it ever makes it that far.
You know, they make that JB weld right up here in Sulphur Springs.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So we can just.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if it worked on the intake, I might as well just use it everywhere else too, huh?
Yep. Some people can work with that JB weld and never have a bit of problem. I can't.
No. So I think the head bolts are 17s.
I bet they're smaller than that. I bet they're like a 15.
They do.
Probably a 16, because we probably don't have a 16.
I want to jump on a couple comments real quick.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all the other Isettas real quick. I think the GoPro should pick up just fine, as well as my mic. If not, I'll know when I get back over here. So if you want to change it, Christian. So here's one of the other Isettas. This one's pretty good shape. I really like this one, so I kind of want to keep this one around. You can't tell much, but this one was a bubble top too. Because it's the way this window is and the style of it, it would have matched the same as that right there. But they went ahead and cut the roof off of it. As you can tell, there's some rust in here on the floor pans. This one's a lot rougher shape sheet metal wise. Can't really tell, but it does have the original motor in it up inside that hole right there. So it's just a little 1-cylinder motor, basically a little air-cooled lawnmower engine. Got another one over here. Now that one would be for sale. I'm not exactly sure what year it is. It's missing the rear end and the motor on it. Pretty good sheet metal. This one is awesome sheet metal. Got the front door for it as well, but it's just, I do have the frame for it. But it's basically, you know, bare bones body and frame, no glass or anything like that. This one right here has the glass. Pretty good shape for if you're looking for a body as a parts car or whatever. That's another one we got. And then the other one, so the other one is actually down at our other shop, and it was my favorite out of all of them. Uncut, most complete, except it is missing the motor on it. So I'm going to try to track down the original motor that we can put back up in that one, get it up and running. And but yeah, we bought 6 of them. We've had a few of them before, and we're able to get one of them up and running. The other one didn't have a motor. You could actually see one of them on the other channel. But yeah, so that's the 6 BMW Isettas we bought. Probably, I definitely know we own the most Isettas in our little area. They're not a lot to talk about, but there is a pretty good market on these little cars. I don't know if it's just because you can't hardly find them or just, you know, they had one of these on Family Matters. Steve Urkel actually drove one of these cars. Really cool cars. I love them. Like I said, I love the way the front door actually opens up on them. If any of y'all what was that?
Bolt broke and the exhaust came off.
Well, I don't know if y'all caught the dramatic, little dramatic show Dad's doing over here trying to steal a show, but anyways, he's got the exhaust pulled off. I just want to show y'all that haven't seen on these BMWs. The front door opens up like that, which is really cool. The steering wheel's broke on this one, but it would have normally opened with the door. And when you close yourself back up in there, it goes back in here, and you steer it. It would have had a shifter over here. They're like a 3-speed, which this one has, the Volkswagen shifter right there in the middle. Bubble top. I don't know if this, I guess most of these are open tops on the roof. Would have had another piece of glass back here and kind of sloped back had it been just a completely original uncut bubble top. Charlie Bellflower with a $25 donation. We super appreciate that. Thank y'all so much for that. That car will go at Barrett Jackson auction for $2.5 million in its current condition. I sure wish. I sure wish. And if anyone sees this video and they're interested in buying it, our email.
We'll sell it for that.
Yeah, we'll sell it for that. But no, our email is in the description there. It should be. So you can reach out to us, and if you're interested in this little car, hopefully you don't want us to do too much more to it, but we'll see how it goes. We're about to get these heads pulled off. Just wanted to jump on a few comments while I could. Just kind of catch up the best we could. So let's get these off and see what it looks like inside here. You were right, 15. I'll be glad when Christian gets all this cleaned up.
Yeah, I know it. I don't know why I'm spending so much time. They've got this wire just twisted all around here and that. You want me to just cut it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that would make any difference at this point.
I mean, it's just...
What is it? Can you tell what it's going to?
It comes to the exhaust. It's just a little old flapper. I'm sure it's something to do with
So they got like electric cutouts?
Yeah, electric cutout.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's coming undone, so I'll go ahead and do the right thing.
Mine's got a dirt dauber. I'm gonna go ahead and take loose.
Is that factory dirt dauber?
How are we looking on time?
An hour and 40.
Hour and 40. So we're gonna make the 2-hour mark. Get this old girl running. We're gonna have to step our game up. I'm gonna find a little box that I can put those push rods in.
Put what in?
The push rods, pull them out.
Oh, I just bent mine up and wadded them up to them in the corner. Put them in there with them aluminum cans. Yep, this is going to be a terrible job for somebody that has to fix this.
What'd you do now?
Oh, nothing. I just want somebody to know that when they buy this thing, this is German ingenuity at its best. Worked on by Texan. You know, that ain't a good combination. You say those were 15s?
Yeah, here's
Shipment order.
yeah.
Is that the way it was right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might write left and right in the oil or something. So getting real close to getting this passenger side head pulled off here. I think Dad's pretty much right behind me on it, waiting on the wrench. My hands are so greasy I can't hardly hold anything. So one of them, the whole stud and everything's pulling out. Most of them, just the nuts coming off.
Oh, you were serious about keeping up with them. I've got mine in a nice little pile over here. The good thing is they were all different sizes, so they'll only go back one way.
Yeah. All right, so I've got all mine pulled now. Get this loose. You need this wrench, or you got one?
I got one.
Guess I'm gonna have to pull.
I guess I'm gonna need an extension.
There you go. You ain't got a pair of needle nose laying over there, do you?
Yes, I do. Oh, that wasn't torqued right. That one neither. Somebody mistorqued them.
I'm trying to take that off there. Well, see if I can get these little washers off.
You need this little,
I think it's coming.
if you need it.
I need this thing to come loose. Guess I have to find out. Find a smaller socket.
Uh-oh. Ranchero. You answering questions up there, Christian, not letting us know? You're hinting, telling people to ask about the Ranchero? You are, ain't you? Well, time to sell that thing.
I can get this.
We have to keep putting off working on that Ranchero because she talks like once she gets it going, she's leaving. So we can't afford for her to leave yet.
Come out there. Alrighty. It should come off now.
Well, here, a bunch of extra pieces falling off.
You're gonna have to grab these washers before I lose them. Some of it's dirt, some of it's washers,
Some of it's, I don't know.
some of it's rust.
Some of it used to be washers. It is rust now.
Yeah.
Well, some of them don't want you to leave, Christian. Apparently you've got a fan base. They say they don't want you to leave right yet until we get a monkey.
Ooh, yeah, there's lots of stuff down in there.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah. I can't get. I don't know what this runs down to. It's keeping me from coming out completely. See where it goes down in there, but
Oh boy, 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 oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's probably the reason it won't turn over. Mine's probably rusted in place.
one push rod tube coming through. Mine's got whatever this is that runs to that back here, runs through the head, and I can't figure out how it comes undone down at the bottom there.
Runs all the way from the bottom.
Yeah, well, it runs straight through the head, and that's what's keeping it from.
Turning
I
loose.
can't wait until they can see that in there, though. I can see it. Man, we've got a huge mess. I can't lay up underneath here, and
Sure you can.
yeah, I can, I guess. Guess I'm going to. At least find something I could sit on. Alright. So it goes to that thing, whatever that is. I'll just take it loose. There. Still using that 13?
No, sure.
Maybe over here.
Thought I had it. I've got a 15 on this now.
Oh, here it is.
Let's see. Super turbo. Let's see, somebody say 1,000? Oh. I thought it said 1,000 people.
How many people do we have now? Dang, it's kind of stayed
steady.
consistent there. I think she's about to come off, folks. So, we have GoPro activated.
Yes.
All right. Let's show y'all what we got.
Yuck.
So, here is the head. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. And, look.
Is there any reason why it shouldn't be turning over?
I mean, I don't know. Is that supposed to be in there?
Yeah, that's that's that
Wow.
that gunk that we talked about on Tech Run.
Yeah, that right there is pretty bad. Way worse than I don't know how well y'all can see that, but that's just a bunch of dirt and rust and way worse than I ever thought it could possibly be. I mean, the cylinders don't even have a round shape to them anymore. They're kind of an octagon. If this thing would have ever moved,
You don't
I don't know how. Trying to at least just break some of that stuff loose where y'all can see. Just the amount of buildup. Pretty dry even in this. So you can tell that's like, even though we had that diesel in there and stuff, it never even penetrated. That stuff's still dry. I never had even got. Man. I don't even know if these jugs would pull off of these pistons.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to set this head over here. So y'all want to see this thing run again? I mean, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? And we will continue this conversation in closing. But look at that, guys. And that valve there. I mean, maybe it's just on top. Pretty bad. I'm going to see if I can get one of these to pull off the cylinder. Doesn't want to. blow it out some. Any luck on yours?
I'm getting it to move a little. She's not wanting to come off, but she's going to. I do have a gap at least.
These things don't look bagged and labeled at all.
Oh.
There it comes. Ooh, diesel, huh?
Antifreeze.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of a little diesel in there.
Whose side's gonna be worse?
I don't know. Yours.
Yep. Yeah, yours ain't as bad. Oh, it has about the same amount of sludge on that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that. It's like one of those time things, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we just ran out.
I wonder who was cremated in that.
I don't know. So that guy was pretty old to have this thing.
Yeah.
I'm just curious now if that thing will push them jugs out from the. I'm gonna see what it does.
Okay.
Oops.
No.
You can bet it's probably just as bad inside that
Yeah.
crankcase.
It's one cylinder. The one that was worst on mine is, luckily one of them is pushed all the way up to the top, but this other one is
Is your front cylinder here or back? Is it out or in?
It's in. This one, the furthest one to the back for me is out all the way.
I wish we could get them to pop loose.
Yeah.
Can you get the jugs to try to come out? The jugs, the sleeves. I mean.
Yeah, I don't think they'll. I think it's froze up on there. They're not gonna.
Let me see that hammer. No, that rubber.
I figured maybe some vibration on it might help it, but
Yeah.
I'm leaking on that back side of this one.
All right. I think we've got about as far as we're going to get on this one.
Well,
I'm going to dry off my hands and kind of,
get an idea.
yeah.
VW buses forever. Buses are forever, says he always uses a crowbar and a big hammer. Bust the jugs off the motor. I'm afraid that's what'll happen. It's gonna bust the jugs off of it.
So are we running GoPro? All right. So we've got Me and Dad went ahead and tore this down. It exploded in here. So we've got both heads off. Dad's cylinders wasn't as bad as the other side, as the passenger side. I don't know if you can tell up in there. He's done pulled a lot of the sludge. And actually yours look like could be savable. But,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there it goes. It looked a lot better.
Yeah.
The inside of his head, you know, pretty rough here. A lot of grime and stuff. Now we'll go over here to the other side. Mine doesn't look as bad as it did as when I first pulled it off. I've got some of it, you know, kind of cleaned out here. And honestly, the more I rub on it, it is coming off. Like it's not actually just completely just pitted and rusted through. I mean, I know it's terribly bad, but like I said, we are going to keep we're going to keep messing with it. And here's the inside of the head on mine. I mean, it is just terrible, 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 terrible. So I don't know if y'all can see all this just gunk and just, I mean, it's really, really bad. So that's what we're at. Here's what's left of the old Type 4, I guess is what we've been told, on a 57 BMW Isetta bubble top. So just going to jump on here, answer a few comments, and I think we're probably really close to that 2-hour mark. How are we looking?
2 hours and 1 minute.
2 hours and 1 minute, so I guess that worked out pretty close. So thank all of y'all for hanging out here. Assuming maybe we might have about 950-ish still people watching, or?
1,000. You have 999.
Okay, so right at 1,000 people watching. So thank all of y'all for hanging out. This this kind of escalated a little further than what I'd thought it would. Didn't know what to expect out of this video, other than we wanted to try to do something to kind of tinker around with something in the shop. We've been on lockdown for the past 2 weeks, so we've been kind of going out of our minds wanting to do something. So thank y'all for hanging out. We hope that y'all enjoyed the live feed. And now I just want to hear like kind of what y'all would like to see. I mean, did y'all enjoy this, or you know, is this something? Hey guys, if y'all think this ain't gonna run, y'all should probably not try to mess with it. But if y'all want us to try to pick back up later on it, we can. I mean, it looks like it's gonna need a lot of work though. Well, you just never know until you dig into it, and this one just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But we hope that y'all enjoyed it. I mean, obviously, if that many people still hanging out, then something's got to be going okay with it. But
Looks like we still got a lot of room for worse.
yeah, yeah, we still got some room for worse. I don't know if Christian, if you can click that back. This thing here, I mean, it's pretty a little intimidating right now. Like I said before, that you know, this car here is going to sell for what it is, a BMW Isetta, but now that it's all tore apart, this is going to hurt the, you know, the resale on it a little bit. So worst case scenario, we'll just clean it up best we can, put it back together and tell them, hey, it's locked up. Motor on the inside is pretty rough, but it is put back together. Other than a couple broke exhaust bolts, and of course JB weld those.
At least they know.
Yeah.
They can see it. They won't go in at it like we did.
Thomas Bailey said, I would like to see what the crank looks like. Yeah. So my game plan is now is go ahead and drain all that stuff back out. I'm going to fill it with that evapor rust. Same with those cylinders. Spray them all down and stuff with some evapor rust, or somehow get that down in there. Obviously, just clean out all that we can first. And I think it'll probably turn over. It's just I don't know how soon that's going to be. But that's the game plan. For me anyways, is just get everything poured back out of it, let her set, let her rest, and take a breather for a little bit, and maybe she'll do better next time.
Got to give it one more try.
Dad's going to give it one more hurrah. Surprised it don't just shoot those jugs out of the crankcase there.
Nope, it's not going to do it.
So yeah, we could just keep tearing this thing down, pull the jugs off, and then, you know, pull that crank or that case apart. And there is a Volkswagen motor over there, an older one that we could throw on this thing. And someone said it's only 4 bolts. I mean, that's true. It wouldn't take a whole lot just to switch this motor out and throw that on there. And I just hate to do something that somebody else wouldn't even really care about. Like if they wanted to buy this thing and just convert it back to a regular style Isetta, they could do that. But you never know what somebody wants to do on it. Someone may want that same thing there. And,
yeah, somebody wanted this.
Yeah.
Besides us.
Volkswagen Life said swap it out and drive it. So we'll think on this and kind of decide what to do with it. I guess we'll see y'all's comments and kind of y'all's thoughts, and I'm sure we're still going to get a bunch of comments as we go on this and that. And trying to think if there's anything else we can do or talk about or mention. We do have, if you like Volkswagens, I know we've showed a few little Volkswagens on the channel here lately. We've got a 68 that we're going to do like a build on, a Herbie style build. So got a narrowed front beam we're going to put up underneath it, lower it down on some 17s, some cool, old school logos on it. We've got an old boat that we're going to put on a Volkswagen drivetrain, and you'd have a drivable boat on the road. That's one of the plans. And we've got a few little Volkswagens if you're into that kind of stuff. And then we've got a bunch of other stuff going on. If you're into just, classic hot rods, we're going to start on the 53 GMC build this winter. Very cool build, completely full air ride. Going to be a custom, full-on restoration show truck. So mess with a lot of patina around here. This one's going to be painted shiny. Show you guys how to do that. All kinds of stuff. So you got anything that?
Did I see a donation?
Northwind Garage.
Thanks for the donation. We appreciate it.
So we got a donation from Northwind Garage. Thank y'all so much for all the donations. I'm sure that we've missed some. I know that we've missed comments, and I'm sorry about that. And we'll try to go back and try to answer up on some of the comments and stuff like that. And
Nate's still with us? Have you been with us the whole time, Nate?
And Nate was here in the beginning, so if he's been here, he's toughed it out with us. All right, guys. Christian, you got anything? No. I guess we're going to call this a video. I went over the 2-hour mark that we were shooting for, and she's not running. Didn't think she would.
We're further away now than when we started.
We're further away now than when we started.
We're headed in the right direction.
But yeah, everything he said. So I'm going to let him keep closing these out, and we'll see you on the next one. And be ready for the old AMC Pacer or the old 53 Bel Air. You'll be seeing a full Will It Run style, completely edited video on that very soon. So thank all you guys for the love and support, and we'll see you on the next one.